Hi everyone, Patrick Marks here. Thanks for watching. Today's topic, Islam and Christianity. Don't they teach basically the same thing? I mean, everywhere you turn on social media or on the news, you're going to hear something about Islam. On the other hand, Muslim ideas about how women should dress or what laws we should have in our country are radically different than what most Western non-Muslim people think. And of course, this is leading to some really serious clashes worldwide. And of course, some people are just getting frustrated with the whole thing, and they're saying something like this. People need to realize that Islam and Christianity, well, they're basically teaching the same thing, so people should just get over themselves and start getting along. Well, that does seem like a simple solution to a really complicated problem, but as a biblical Christian, I can't accept the idea that Islam and Christianity are really teaching the same thing. Because if I did believe that, then I would have to believe that there's no such thing as truth in the first place. You see, all religions can't be true in the same way and at the same time because they teach opposite things. And the truth is, whatever is opposite of true is false. In fact, you really can't get around this idea and say that opposites can both be true. Because that would be like saying there is ice cream in the freezer and there is not ice cream in the freezer at the same time and in the same way. Well, just thinking about that should give you a brain freeze. I mean, these are opposites. You can't both have ice cream in the freezer and not have ice cream in the freezer at the same time. And thinking that both of those opposite ideas can be true at the same time and in the same way, that's just nuts. There either is ice cream in the freezer or there isn't, dude. It's one or the other. So opposites cannot both be true at the same time and in the same way. And just because religions like Islam and Christianity have some similar ideas does not mean that they are the same thing. You see, if I say that dogs have 4 legs and 1 tail, and I say that cats have 4 legs and 1 tail, therefore dogs are actually cats. But if that was true, would they say ruff or ruff mew or what? So should we start calling them dats or cogs just because they have similarities? I mean, come on, any 5-year-old can tell you that dogs and cats are completely different animals. They're not the same thing just because they both have 4 legs and 1 tail. In the same way, Islam and Christianity teach some similar concepts, but they are radically different. Let's just go take a look. Islam teaches that there is only one God and he is a single person, sort of like a pillar of stone is a single object. Biblical Christians also teach that there is only one God, but he's in 3 persons, sort of like a triangle is one object, but it has 3 individual points. These are very different ideas about who God is. Islam teaches that human beings are basically good by nature, but biblical Christians teach that human beings are basically sinners by nature. Islam teaches that Jesus was just a man, he was a prophet, and he didn't die on the cross, and he didn't rise again from the dead. Biblical Christians teach that Jesus was way more than a man. He was actually God in the flesh. He did die on a cross, and he really did physically rise from the grave 3 days after he died. Islam teaches that the Bible has been corrupted and only the Quran can be trusted. Biblical Christians believe that the Bible can be trusted and it has not been corrupted, and we show all kinds of evidence to demonstrate that fact. Islam teaches that if you want to go to heaven, you got to believe in Allah, their God, and then you've also got to do as many good deeds as you can and hope that your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds. Biblical Christians believe that going to heaven is a free gift from God. We believe that you can receive this free gift from God if you own up to the fact that you actually have sinned and offended him, if you turn away from a lifestyle that he hates, and you just ask him to forgive you by faith. If you do that, he will forgive you. It's a free gift. Finally, Islam teaches that biblical Christian ideas are actually blasphemy, and people who commit blasphemy are worthy of death. It doesn't get a whole lot more opposite than that. So both of these religions can't be true in the same way and at the same time. Now they do have some ideas that seem pretty similar, but counterfeit $20 bills seem a lot similar to real $20 bills because they only have 4 corners and they're green and whatever. But I'm willing to bet you'd rather have the real thing than the counterfeit. In fact, you can tell something is counterfeit not by its similarities or what it has in common with the real thing, but you can tell what is counterfeit by the crucial differences. It's a lot like adding 2 and 2. When you add 2 and 2, there must be some answer, but some answers will be false. That's why you can't say, well, nothing is really true, because the first thing someone will ask is, well, is that true or not? But 2 plus 2 has an actual answer, and even though I'm not a math major, I know that it's 4. That means it has a real number attached to it. That also means that it only has one right answer, and all other answers will be false. Now, some of those false answers may be closer to being right than others, but there's still only one right answer. Some people get really bent out of shape when we say that there's only one right answer to these kinds of things, because they say you biblical Christians are being a bunch of narrow-minded scumbeasts. Yeah, but if you say that all religions are equally true, that's what we call pluralism, then what you're saying is a very narrow thing, because you're saying that all things that are not pluralism are false. In fact, if you say atheism is true, you're being narrow-minded because you're saying that all things that are not atheist are false. So in the end, truth is a real thing, and it is narrow, but that's not a bad thing. It just means you have the truth. Anyways, I invite you to subscribe to my channel because I try to answer these kinds of questions in 9 minutes or less. Oh, and please share these videos with others because it really does help. And don't forget to be good, don't do anything evil, and I'll hope to see you next time.